Howdy y'all, Bearded Carpenter here. I'm back in the cabin that I started when we started our YouTube channel a few years ago. Actually, the last video of this particular cabin was when I was sanding the logs. And so I haven't been able to do anything else to it once I got the metal roof on because of the other projects that I was on. But I'm back on it and I'm going to try my best to get it completed. Originally, this cabin was going to be a workshop / storage overflow for when company came. I have decided to turn this into an Airbnb. So that has increased the amount of work that I will be doing because on the back side of this wall, there will be an addition that I'll frame up for a kitchen and a bathroom. The porches will be wrapped around on 3 sides, be on the A wall side, the B wall, and the D wall side. So it'll have pretty much a wraparound porch. There'll be a link in the description for where you can go back and watch the videos of when I built this particular cabin. There's a lot of information in there from peeling the logs all the way through the metal roof, log layout, notch layout, execution of the cuts, cleaning them up, hewing, and just a lot of information. So I invite you to go back and watch those. The first thing that I'm doing is finishing the gables. They just had the insulation board over it. I'm using red cedar. I've sawed this and I've planed it and sanded it. And you can see I've got a thimble up there in the middle to allow for a stovepipe to go through. We will have a wood stove and a mini split heat and air conditioner in this cabin. So I've got this gable finished and I'm leaving these scaffolds up so that I can get up there and spray everything with the linseed oil before I take them down, and then I'll be able to do all the logs, spray all of them also. This is the B-wall gable, and that insulation board has got a lot of dust on it. You might be able to see where I've rubbed against it to get the water table on, but I'll get up there and show you what I've done for a water table for all the boards to go down to. These logs have weathered out nicely. Now after 4 or 5 years, all the settling has taken place. So I don't have to worry about anything that I built onto this cabin. I don't have to worry about allowing for settling because it's already done what it's going to do. And the logs are dry. Everything still looks pretty good, which I'm thankful for. This will be the side that has the lean-to addition. There'll be a kitchen, a small kitchen, and a bathroom. This is the water table that I've put on. So when I put the boards on, they'll come down to the top of this and the batten strips. This is on a 12-degree slope, and then I've got my metal bent. It's just a little bit of a metal flashing that'll go behind the boards to keep any moisture from going back at this point right here. I've started putting the boards on. I'm putting an 1.5 inch spacer in between these to spread them out just a little bit. I'm just screwing a block that's 1.5 inches wide in between the boards. You might be able to see it a little bit better there. And I'm attaching these boards with 3-inch torque screws. I'm pre-drilling the holes because cedar sometimes has a tendency to want to split if you're not real careful with it. So I'm pre-drilling and actually doing a little bit of a countersink on these boards before I put them on. Not a lot of room here to work. I'm glad I'm not any taller for this project. If I remember right, I've got a block in here at 2 feet up from the top of the half log there. I can find something. I'm going to check that just to make sure. Yep. Yes, I do. I'll go down and cut 2 more. I'm going the same length on either side so that I can cut both of them pretty close to whatever they're supposed to be, whatever the measurement is. That way I can kind of tell what I've got in my supply down there. I've got my scare gauges on my square, and I actually have them set on 8 inches on the outside of the square, and that lets me have the full length of the bottom side of the long leg to make my mark all the way across. This is a 12-12 pitch, and I can just bring it down there and I can get a mark all the way across the board. But I've got these on 8 and 8. It doesn't matter what numbers you pick, but you have to use the same number on the short leg of the square and on the long leg of the square to keep it as a 45-degree angle, which is what a 12-12 pitch is. Check that again, make sure. Got my skill saw set at 12 degrees here. Okay, that one's ready to go. And I can do the same thing over here. Okay, I can get my measurement here on the long point to the short point, because on the bottom of these boards, I'm cutting them on a 12-degree angle to match the water table angle. I'm getting my length here. And I can go down and cut them. I've got all the boards on the gable. So now I'm ready to put the batten strips on, but before I do, I've got this window opening to deal with. I don't have a window, but I'll show you what I'm going to do here. And that way I can completely finish this, this gable and put the trim on what would be a window if it was there. I've never done this before. I'm going to see how well it works. Sometimes I get myself into stuff. What I've done here, I've made up a mock window casement and put it in. This is just temporarily going to be in here, but I can bring my trim and everything over to this edge here and to the top here, and also down here for my window sill. I can put it up against this. Now this is cut on a 12-degree angle, just like I do the water tables. But I'll be able to trim this window out, and then I'll build a window to fit it later on. So I'm getting ready to put this together. I've got my sill piece on. There's a screw here and one down here that I'll take out when I put the actual window in. And I've got my 2 pieces of side trim ready to go cut for length. I would ask you to come up here and give me a hand, but there ain't much room. Just barely enough for me. But I'll get these shot on here. Now I'll measure across the top here. And I'm going to add a little bit to that because I'm going to put my 7-degree bevel back on either end. 32 and 7/8 heavy. I'll be back. I've got it trimmed out. Got the header piece on, sides are on, and I've got the apron on down underneath. So now I'm ready to start putting the batten strips on. I'm doing a live edge on these batten strips. It's one of the reasons I made them so wide, so that I could get my crookedy stuff in there. I'm not sure how well that shows up. I'll show you how I do that. I've got my batten strips here, just rough cut to length with the 45-degree angle at the top, and I'll mark those, and then I'll cut them all, and then take them back up after I get the live edge on there, and it'll save a lot of climbing up and down that ladder. Okay, I have all of these batten strips. There's 8 left to put up. I have them all cut to length. I just set my little skill saw on 30 degrees, and I just kind of go down crookedy on the edges, and then I'll sand them kind of smooth to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to use my little random orbital just to kind of clean up what I did with the grinder. I need to change the disc on it. You might think that takes a little time, and which it does, but I really like the way that looks, and actually I just enjoy doing that. It's something a little bit different. Okay, I'll get the rest of them done, then we'll go put them all up. The chore is done. I can go down now, and the next time I come up on this scaffold, I'll be spraying this Gable and underneath here with the linseed oil. Then I can take this scaffold down and I'll be completely done with it. Thank the Lord.